Hello everyone, it's Just again. I hope you guys don't mind if I go ahead and unload some my problems and my burdens, some things I've dealt with in my life that have troubled me. I've come to the Lord in prayer. Quite a few of these, most if not all of these, have yet to be resolved. So it does weigh on my heart sometimes, and I'd just like to share some of these things I've been going through, either recently or for several years now. Before I begin, I just want to state that God has been very good to me. I have a wife, a roof over my head. Most if not all of my life, I haven't lacked for food or clothing. I haven't lacked for food or clothing. My health is good, especially considering my diet. I have many material blessings. God is worthy of worship, even if I didn't have these things. But life hasn't been easy. I struggled with poverty most of my adult life. I haven't had many close, godly Christian friends, with the exception of my wife, a brief time with my job's chaplain, and a long distance Christian brother in our state. I do have another chaplain at work now, but the previous chaplain, whom I was real close to, he was in a car accident. Now he can't come. He doesn't visit anymore, except like maybe one time, I think. He doesn't really come down because he lives far away. So now I have a new chaplain, and I'm not quite as close to him. I yearn for fellowship time with mature, godly, spirit-filled believers. With the exception of a few months to a year of house church, I haven't regularly attended a congregation for 15 years until the last month or two. And even the church I'm currently attending may not be suitable for my family. I am not real close with my siblings, and I don't have many close family ties. I wasn't trained in masculinity, but in public school, which is an indoctrination camp of how to conform to the pattern of this world. Perhaps if I was plugged into a local congregation, the devil may not have been able to mess me up in my head so much. The reason I had such a hard time finding a good church is because, in addition to there being so many churches to choose from, a lot of them do not conduct their church biblically. I cover why this is in one of my videos, where I list 10 issues with modern church and list over 2 dozen in my article on my blog. It should have like a thumbnail of like a building with snow around it on the top of its roof. I think it might be a stone building if I'm not mistaken. So that's to help you find it if you want to find out why modern churches aren't doing ain't doing biblical things, or is unbiblical, have unbiblical things in them. For several years to about a decade, I have been in a hostile, draining relationship with a close Christian family member. But there's literally no way that I can see to escape it without God's intervention, without completely destroying my wife's relationship with said person, which that person will remain anonymous for this video. I have battled with intrusive thoughts for years and even went to 2 church services for deliverance to no avail. I've been fired from multiple jobs. I don't feel close to God. I have sins that I struggle to overcome, which I will list in another video. I desire to be a better husband to my wife because I know I must fall short in that area as well. I long for some property of my own, as well as a way to do street evangelism. You may think I'm weird for this, but I love ratties. And as I live in an apartment, I'm not permitted to get them. I have many family members who I pray for their salvation, whether unbelievers or lukewarm Christians. Life gets difficult as I don't have hardly to relate to, as most of the people that I'm around during the day are either unbelievers or infant/lukewarm Christians. On the bright side, there is one guy from work who is new to being a Christian, but seems to want to follow God. Perhaps I can hang out with him when he gets done with his schooling. Additionally, I find it difficult to make money from home, which is necessary if one doesn't have significant passive income. This is in order to raise godly children. Homeschool is the only viable alternative. Currently, I am unsure if Christian private schools are a safe alternative. Husbands are called to provide for their family physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Thank you for watching this video. Let me unpack some of my issues with you guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Adios.